What's up, guys? Welcome to Soap Devils. It's been long seeing you guys. What's up, Arjun? How you been?
What's up, Nishit? I've been good. I've been good. Been busy. Um,
We,
just
we've chosen we've chosen to come back on the video with especially with Donny Van De Beek signing just
yeah,
announced like probably 10 seconds back. So
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's finally good news
Efficient.
with
Finally,
United.
efficient. After being like snails that they have been always. I didn't expect United to sweep up Donny Van De Beek so fast because we were slowly moving, inquiring as always about Donny Van De Beek, and all of a sudden they said that PSG and Tottenham were in the race. And then next thing you know, the next morning we wake up, Fabrizio Romano says Van de Beek is done. I mean, I'm like, wow,
Yeah, I
that's
think that escalated like
why can't
super quick.
you're right? Why can't Matt Judge and why can't Ed Woodward move sooner and get the transfers done much quicker than what they have been? It's actually frustrating. I'm lost. I've had this much with them. I've had it up to this much with them. They're
The
getting
funny
on my
part is that
nerves.
there is no, there's nobody going out as well. So that's also pretty slow, right? I mean,
Right,
it's not
right.
it's not only the buying which is happening, but even the selling part is pretty weak.
I mean,
So
we did get rid of Alexis Sanchez. By the looks of it, Fabrizio Romano has spoken about Chris Smalling
uh,
for the first time, and by the looks of it, he'll be out of the door really soon. Probably we can expect something around 12 to 15 million for him from Roma. With the new owners being very keen on Chris Smalling being their first signing, apparently. So that's something to look forward to. And then there's a lot of deadwood that see. I mean, I kind of understand it's very hard to offload these players because they're on such high wages, and teams might be interested in them, but they would not be able to pay the wages that these guys are on. Certain guys might like Phil Jones would happily sit here and get 100,000 a week and just never show up to a game, even probably to sit on the bench. I'm sure he'd be happier doing that than to go uh, take a pay cut at what 28, 29, where he's hardly played any football and go there and go to some other club and try and play week in week out. So people like that, when you have people like that, it becomes very hard for you to offload. But
what do you think
that's a
about?
poor choice
So
from the
what do you
coach.
think
I mean,
about the? I mean, like we're talking about Chris Smalling leaving, we're talking about Phil Jones leaving. Um, do you see United signing in centre back? I mean, obviously
I
Upamecano
mean,
has been in crazy.
Upamecano has been spoken about quite a bit, but we haven't heard from any really tier one journalist about Upamecano. He seems like a very good prospect. He's very young. He's very young for a centre back.
He just signed his
Looks quite good.
contract too.
Usually,
Just
right,
signed his.
right. See, usually a centre back would hit his would see a lot of maturity is needed for the centre back, and centre backs don't come of age until 25, 26. I mean, that's pretty much when Rio signed for United as well. He hit his prime only 25, 26. That's usually when defenders, centre backs at least hit their prime. Because you need a lot of mental maturity to play that role, and it takes time. Despite players playing there in that position for a very long time, it still takes time. So I mean, to see such a young guy flourish and be well spoken of for such a long time, it's a testament to his mental
And I think
maturity
he
and
was
his ability.
probably come in the eyes of a lot of teams with his performance in the Champions League. So
Right,
that's
right.
I think
See, here's what
yeah.
I think, right? If let's say we our number one has been and still is Jadon Sancho for this transfer window, or somebody else for the right wing, but if that
Douglas
doesn't
Costa.
happen, let's say
Douglas
See, the
Costa is
problem with
what has been in the rumor mill, or rather, like it's been a little more stronger than a rumor. So Douglas Costa is actually
I'm
quite,
sure,
quite,
right?
quite.
I'm sure we have had a lot of conversation. United has had conversations with Douglas Costa, and he'd probably be probably he might be a short-term loan spell, 1 year loan spell kind of a deal. If we think Jadon Sancho is going to come to us next season, but the problem is, see, if I would ideally be okay with the four that we have right now with Rashford, Marshall, uh, Greenwood, and Dan James, doing quite a good job. Bruno can probably play a little ahead. We still have decent depth with not too much of a lack of quality. I would focus more on getting a centre back and probably getting Thomas Partey and getting Upamecano and probably like trying to offload a few. I'm sure Marcus Rojo is gone. Marcus Rojo is out of the door. We'll probably see another. Hopefully, we try and get rid of Chris Smalling and probably
For me,
another
I
Phil
think
Jones or
I would
something like
definitely,
that.
I would probably go for the right wing on the fullbacks. I don't think if we miss out on a centre back or a centre midfield, I don't think we'll miss that position that much. But I think we are dying for a winger because we don't have enough depth. We already saw that in the later part of the season where he wasn't willing to change anybody in the front row because he knew that there's nothing on the bench to come back and change the game. So I don't know if our front options are enough, especially the Champions League around the corner, and also a lot of
Right.
traffic because everything is going to probably open up as well. So we will need a lot of depth, and I think they should really, if they're not getting Sancho this season, they should just forget about it, try their backup plan B, plan C, get a 30, 40 million player in, couple of players in that way. There are a lot of other options available. Maybe not to the quality of Sancho, but at least who could really, really help us, fill that squad depth, man. Like we should
Yeah.
really look at that. And also the fullbacks. I think we're looking too much into the centre back position, but I still think we need some competition for Aaron Van Bissaka because he can't play in every game. I don't know if he can give in 100%.
That's where my issue with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is, right? We're talking about Van Bissaka and not having a replacement, and we're talking about wingers needed who can attack. We have Diogo Dalot, who's really good on the ball, who's not too he's not great, but at the same time he's not too bad defensively. Uh, I don't and probably when you have Greenwood or Dan James, both of them can run quite a bit. Both of them being young, they can help support him defensively. I don't see why Ole has not given Diogo Dado too much of run. I don't know. There's something that he doesn't see in him, I suppose. But I can definitely see a good player in there, at least as an option other than Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka struggles going forward. Struggles, absolutely struggles. See, I mean, I understand he's gonna take time for him to develop that side of the game, but for the meanwhile, in games where we need to unlock the defense, where teams are going to sit back and we need that width on either side. Fit Luke Shaw is not too bad going forward. Brandon Williams still is developing. He still needs a little bit of time. Probably in a year or two, he'll come of age and he'll be good. But we need that width on the side to split up, open up the defense so that there's pockets created in the center where Bruno and probably Van de Beek and Pogba
Which is where I
can
don't
work
know.
magic.
I don't know why they were not as fast as Chelsea when they realized that Marcus Alonso is not good enough anymore. They went up, got Ben Chilwell in. And you need to pick up the right target, but there's no talks at all of any fullback going to United. There's no
See here,
interest tweet also. So that's something
here
very surprising. The other surprising probably tweet for me or the transfer rumor is Fred going to Galatasaray. So that's something which has just come up in the last couple of days.
I really don't like the fact that Fred is probably leaving. Fred has been absolutely brilliant
Well,
this
I
season
think
for
he
us.
would probably
Let's not
want
let's
to
not
start every game. So, I mean, probably he's just, I mean, I think it's probably either to renew the contract or probably to push in, a certain thing
Oh,
through the
oh,
year of
yeah,
Solskjaer.
he probably wants to play more games, and I don't see why. See, now that we have Van de Beek and so here's my take on it. Right, Van de Beek is going to be the understudy to Bruno. Pogba's understudy is going to be Fred, and then McTominay is going to be the understudy to Matic. Now, all of them can still get games. We're playing 70 games a season. When you consider the two cups, the Champions League and the Premier League, we're going to play at least 60, 70 games. Now, no player is going to be sad about or angry with him playing 35 games a season, starting 35 games a season and coming on 10 games a season. Uh, and I don't see why that should be a problem. We have been crying out for depth. Now, when we have depth and we have quality in depth, that's where Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's man management comes in, and he's able to sit down, Fred, and talk to him and convince him and explain to him about why he is so important for this team and why he is needed in the club rather than letting him go. I don't see a reason why Fred should go. I
I don't
don't
think he'll
see
go
why.
to. I don't think he'll go to. I think it's just, just something because I think there's no other transfer news happening at United. So try and get some
Right.
gossip.
See, I mean,
Romero's going. I think Romero is definitely going. I think Romero.
Romero has to go. Romero has to go.
And I
There's,
think he's going to
there's no
get a good
place.
club. I think he'll probably get a good club to go to. I think
I
there are.
think Leeds were in talks with United, if I'm not wrong, to sign Romero. Hopefully that doesn't come to bite us in the back.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah,
whew, Ole has a
talk about
huge.
probably
Ole has a
the
huge.
no,
Go ahead.
probably talking about like since we spoke about the players in there who we need. Let's talk about two players who are actually in the squad and we bought them this season. Starting with Dean Henderson, and then we go into Donny Van De Beek. What do you
Dean,
think?
I mean, see, I was just going to talk about the goalkeeper situation. Oli has a huge decision in his hands. I'm sure at least this season he wouldn't have Dean coming in to replace David De Gea. But if David De Gea has a season anywhere close to the season that he had last season, he's going to be out of the door, and Dean is going to go replace him. It's going to be another situation like what happened in Chelsea this year with Kepa, forcing rather making so many unforced errors, and this one was stepping in and trying to fill his role. I think that I hope not, but. But I don't see how De Gea can pick up his form because ever since about last 2 years, I've seen De Gea's form just go down. There's never been ups and downs, right? In I understand he's made errors and then he's rectified those errors in the same game, but nevertheless, his performance, when you look at holistically, his performance has gone down and down and down and down. I don't think he can rectify his.
I
Probably
think
he
that
needs a change.
if that
Probably a
probably
change is
that
going to be good for him.
justifies that the thing you mentioned. I think it's probably the mistakes that lead to goals, and I think De Gea's mistakes leading to goals has always increased and it's never decreased over the last 3 4 seasons. So that really justifies probably a dip in form for De Gea, and I think that's where Solskjaer probably has been smart to bring in Dean Henderson because he knows Dean Henderson is still young. He's not going to be that impatient. He has a lot of years ahead of him. He knows Sergio Romero is probably getting older. So it's not going to put that much pressure on De Gea. And Dean Henderson is someone who's going to grab the opportunity. So I think it's probably a smart move in a way to not let him go on loan. Hopefully, it benefits us and the squad as well. I think it's top quality goalkeepers.
Yeah,
We shouldn't really complain in that department
I,
at all.
we've been ever since. You know what? After we lost Peter Schmeichel, we ran through a phase where we had absolutely piss poor goalkeepers,
Carroll,
barring Fabian Barthez,
Carroll.
who's
We had Carroll in keep.
let's not talk about no. Fabian Barthez is kind of okay, despite him being the French national goalkeeper at that point of time. he was good, but he's not great. And then came in Edwin van der Sar, and he absolutely changed our fortunes in goalkeepers. And ever since then, we've had some fantastic goalkeepers. At one point in time, we had David De Gea, we had Sergio Romero, and we had Victor Valdez. We had three insanely good, top quality goalkeepers. And ever since we've had from Everton, we've had some really, really good number ones and number twos at United. But we've had great depth in our goalkeeping department.
And
But
actually, they're doing pretty well. Like if you talk about Ben Foster, he's doing well at Watford. He's a
yeah,
fantastic goalkeeper there.
right.
Thomas Kuszczak. Then you have Tim Howard, who's actually been
Tim
fantastic, and
Howard,
now
yeah, yeah,
gone to the US. But I think
yeah.
talking more on the second transfer, Donny Van De Beek.
Van de Beek, yeah.
About him.
I mean, to be honest, I've not really watched too much of him. Uh, but from what I've seen, he seems very, very. He seems like a very exciting player. There's a lot being spoken about how he is still young and then he still needs to develop. He looks a little small made for the Premier
He's
League.
lean. He's something like a Scott McTominay, you would say in a way.
No, I don't think he's a number six. I don't
No,
think
no,
he's
I'm
a.
not talking
I,
about
I
position.
think,
I'm talking about his body structure.
no, I don't think he's. No, Scott. No. Scott
Scott now
is
is a
Scott.
beast. I can say
Scott
when
is
you
a
look.
beast right now. Scott is a beast. I don't think anybody can push him over right
And
now.
Van
Yeah, Scott is
Dijk
a beast right now.
came into limelight with that game against Real Madrid 2 seasons ago when they went up to the
Yeah,
semi-final. And he had a
right.
phenomenal season that year. I think his stats
Against
read.
Chelsea, I think he got a goal. He scored a goal against
Yeah,
Chelsea as well that season.
that
Yeah,
season he scored about 14 or 17 goals and he had about 15, 16 assists, which
right.
is absolutely. And this season he had about I think 10 goals and 11 assists, which is again like for that number, good. You know, like 30, 40 games in, you score 10 and 11. You're looking like a good prospect. Obviously, it's in the Dutch league, so you don't know too much. And they didn't have a great Champions League as well. But on the other side, they lost a lot of great players from the squad, which all these felt that they can almost win into the league and the Champions
I
League
mean,
final,
see, think about. I mean, it's the Dutch league and all that you're saying, but think about the fact that he's done so well in the Champions League. Yeah, in
which
Champions
is a
League you have great teams. You have great teams, but then again, he could be a cup player. Cup player. People go on with different mentalities. Certain players are really good when playing cup competitions, but they're not great in playing the league. So we'll have to
But you
wait
know
and
what I
see.
like about him the most? I like about him the most is that I read about it. He's the one who goes in late. Like Lampard comes in into the box really late and then poaches those goals. In. I mean, that's something
Right.
which we lack. Also, we don't get too many goals from a midfield. Like before Bruno came in, I don't think anybody scored other than Pogba. Right, and that very
Right.
rarely. So I
And then
think
Pogba was
if he comes in
absolutely
and
like
scores even those
ridiculous
six, seven
numbers.
goals that we need from a midfield, I think that'll be a great start in all sense.
Definitely.
I,
And what I from the little that I've seen of him, he seems one of those really busy players who likes to go and put a tackle in, just keep running and running and running. He seems like one of those really hard-working players. And alongside Bruno, I think he'll be a perfect replacement for Bruno because Bruno is a workhorse, right? Despite him being really, really good up front, he is a workhorse. He keeps running and running. His running never stops. So Van de Beek can come and he can definitely fill in those shoes of if not having the quality to make those final through balls and those passes, those decisive passes. At least he can make those runs and just make sure that the extra number is felt. In terms of having another person on the
so
field
if you probably
defensively.
after these two signings, if you would just tell me two names that you really want before the transfer ends, who are the two? Just two names.
Obviously, Sancho has to be number one. He ticks every single box that uh, of what we require. It's just a question of will we be able to cough up the cash. What I personally think is we will sign Sancho and that will be the end of it. I don't think we will sign any other player if we do end up signing Sancho. And then we'll go next season, try to get somebody else, or we'll go in January and try to get somebody else. But with the current market conditions and how you know the board has reacted through this transfer window of what has been open, I really doubt if we will, sign anybody else other than Sancho. But if we do end up getting two players, I would definitely love to have Jadon Sancho, and I'd definitely love to have uh, Thomas Partey. I definitely want to go back to Thomas Partey.
Yeah.
He has a 50 million release clause. 50 million release clause for a player who's that good. I still don't understand why we are not in for him. Definitely something that we really need to look.
I think the first thing is the Wenger and Sancho is not trying to get in Douglas Costa and he's finishing. Even Gareth Bale is coming down for a loan, I would pick him. So I mean, my first priority is one of those guys because we really need a winger. We need somebody with that presence there. And the other signing, I wouldn't mind a Thiago Alcantara. I wouldn't mind that at all.
Alcantara is also a
He would
great
come
player.
in
Yeah, I
cheap.
mean,
He would have a couple of good seasons, and he would be a super impact player, somebody who would strike fear into the oppositions. So if he's available, and if United are genuinely interested, I mean Liverpool are just stalling. You might as well just pay him and then get that guy, man. Like, what are you waiting for? So I mean, probably
I,
those two.
I see. The thing is, next year, I think next summer, his contract ends, and then Liverpool are really struggling. See, I'm sorry, I completely forgot about Thiago Alcantara being in the mix. I choose Alcantara over Upamecano right now. I'm sorry, not Upamecano, but Thomas
Thomas.
Partey right. I mean, see, the thing is, from what we've learned, at least from what we've read with Fabrizio Romano, he's just tweeted that United just made contacts. I don't know if he'll be able to pull off another fast one ahead of Liverpool because Alcantara has already agreed terms with Liverpool, and now now it's just a question of both the clubs agreeing for the we'll have to wait and see. I really hope we're able to sweep in and just like get in there and just like it'll be a great signing for us and it will be a good snub over Liverpool. But only time to tell. If we move really swift and really fast, I think we'll be able to sign Thiago Alcantara.
Yeah, I think it's getting interesting now. Another few days, can count days now
Very
to the
very
Premier
interesting.
League
Yeah,
start. At least for United, it's going to be a couple of weeks, but at least football is going to
yeah.
start. It's going to be interesting, going to be fun, and I think the next 1 week is going to be great for United in terms of transfers. I sense that there are going to be a couple more big
Huge.
announcements.
Yeah. They
Uh,
better start moving, otherwise people are not going to be happy.
yeah.
But the fans are already like going off against
So, have you seen
the
that Pogba senior
all
handle?
that Pogba senior account. Hilarious, that guy is absolutely hilarious.
Oh,
I've been following his posts. Oh my god, he goes at it. He doesn't
today also, I think
spare.
he put up a couple of posts on the Manchester United official page, and he's like, "Yeah, I got this now. Next,
Right, right,
I don't care about Berbatov. I don't care about Andy Cole. They're great people, but no, I want Sancho."
right, right. Sign some, sign some goddamn players, guys. We don't care about who did what. We don't care. Van Persie scored a hat trick 5 years back. It's been almost a decade since we won a title. Shut up and sign some players. We need to get another title. Oh, that guy is absolutely. He's going at it. He's probably my favorite Twitter account right now. Twitter handle right now. He's
I mean,
hilarious. He's hilarious.
Anyways, we should
Yeah.
get back to the weekend again. We'll have more news to talk about. Thanks, guys,
Mhm.
for tuning in. Thanks, Arjun, and we'll get back for the weekend with probably another transfer to announce.
Yeah, yeah,
All right,
yeah.
take care, man. Take care.
Take
See
care.
you.
Take care. Bye, 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 Nishit. Bye, bye.